We got Jason Tatum, Jess. You excited?
I know, but I knew that was going to happen. I'm kind of excited about just what's his name, Tristan Thompson.
Oh yeah. Well, we're live.
And we're live.
We're live. Welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Happy Sundays at 7.
Happy Sundays at 7. We got Richie as our third host tonight. Woo woo, the Wolf. Big love. And we got our friend Tyshaun on tonight. He's going to be open for discussion, questions, anything like that. He's going to talk about his experience, strength, and hope, and be a resource for everybody watching. Jess, I'll let you kick it off.
Okay. So we're going to start with the mission statement and then go from there. Okay. Greater Waltham Recovery Solution mission is to connect those with substance use disorder to recovery treatment services. Additionally, we offer scholarships to safe and effective sober living, educate the public through community outreach, and help veterans access premier quality treatment. Our organization embraces cultural diversity and is inclusive of every race, religion, sexual orientation, veteran status, socioeconomic background, disability, and age group.
Boom, you nailed it. Nailed it as always. It's almost like you read it.
I did read. No, it was memorized completely.
We'll go when it was memorized. So yep. Great. Are we gonna do our spin the wheel?
Yeah. Hold on, I was just trying to share it on Facebook, but so we're gonna start again like we did last week. I think last week was the first week we did it, right? Or was it 2
Yep.
weeks? We're gonna pick a number by random selection from this app on my phone, and whatever the number is, we're going to ask people out there to donate that amount for our angel. So if you want to explain what it's for.
So our scholarship fund, Greater Waltham Recovery Solutions Scholarship Fund, Dollars for Angels is our new thing we're doing for our live feed. So Dollars for Angels means we want to raise dollars for our angels. Angels are people out there in active addiction. We want to have funds ready for them when they're ready to seek treatment and they're ready for safe, reputable, compassionate, sober living. We want to meet them where they're at. So once they're ready and willing to go on this journey with us, we want to have funds available so we can help them get into, safe, reputable, sober living. So Dollars for Angels, we're raising dollars for our angels in active addiction right now. Hopefully they can seek recovery.
All right. So are we ready to spin?
Spin the wheel.
Oh, you gotta pull it up. Okay, number. Ready? Can you guys see it? Oh, I don't want to rate the app right now.
Let's go. More than 6. Last week it was 6.
Oh, what is it? I can't
see it. Go
6. Did I see it?
Let's go.
Is it really? I'm doing
6. Oh, you hit it again?
I'm hitting it again.
I can't see it.
I know the light. 18.
18. All right. So everybody watching out there, if you enjoy the show, if you're excited about hearing Tyshaun and Richie and Jess and myself, donate $18 to our Venmo account. The Venmo account is at Recovery Solutions. The scan code is on our page right now. It's one of the bars.
It's right there, the little bar thing that we'll have that up the whole time.
And if it asks you for a 4-digit code, it's 0143. So try to donate $18 if you can. If you cannot come up with $18, we'll take $1. We'll take whatever you
can. And we already have a couple comments. Olga Anna Gomez said, "Hi everyone." Hi Olga, thank you for tuning in.
Hi.
Chris Chevalier said, "Hi, I'm 11 months clean." Congratulations!
Oh,
that's amazing. Teresa, Michael's mom, said, "Happy Sunday, everyone, and thank you for being here." Thank you.
Hey, Mom.
For tuning in. Oh, and Wanda Perryman is on and said, "Hi, everyone."
Oh, that's about which one? I got. There's 2 Wanda Perrymans. Is that mom or sis?
I don't know. Is it mom or sis? I don't know. I can't click on that.
Yeah. I'm asking them.
Look at this. We're gonna have a fun show today. So again, the Venmo, the dollar was $18. So
$18 to our Venmo account at Recovery Solutions. 0143 is the code if you need it. So let's introduce our guest. We have Tyshaun Perryman. He's got 20 years plus doing street outreach, nonprofit work. He just celebrated 5 years in recovery. They say you get your marbles back, but I don't know how true that is. I got a little over 10 and I'm still don't have my marbles back. But so 5 years in recovery. Congratulations, Tyshaun.
Oh, and it's your mom. It's your mom watching.
Okay. Hey, Mom.
That is so nice.
Thank you for all the work you do. Can you tell us a little bit about your addiction story, how addiction impacted your life? And, you know, it impacts probably everyone's life directly or indirectly that we know. So how did it impact your life directly?
You know, I'm going to kind of flow in and out from like saying technical things to just kind of just flowing naturally. My addiction, you know, social determinants, man. Social determinants is what, you know, when I say technical, that's what I'm talking about, stuff like that. Social determinants, environmental factors. And that's how I grew up. I'm a product of my environment, man. I grew up poor black in Dorchester, Roxbury, you know, metropolitan Boston area, man. And, you know, I come from a family of alcoholics. Once again, environmental, you know, everybody in my family were alcoholics or doing drugs or on drugs and everything like that. And that just comes from the 80s crack epidemic and the 70s and 90s and social determinants of health, man. Just bad teachings of society, man, that flooded our black neighborhoods and passed on through generations of drugs and gang violence and things like that. So I grew up in that, you know, since I was young, when I was young, I was introduced to alcohol. I used to steal beers and stuff like that from my mom's and her friends. And, you know, and that's how I had my first taste of alcohol, probably about 6 or 7 years old, drinking. And like I said, you know, all my uncles and my mom friends and everybody's just all alcoholics. So that's just with my environment. When I was throughout elementary school and middle school and stuff, I didn't really drink. I was an athlete. I played a lot of basketball, and I was just, you know, really into school and stuff like that. But as I started getting into high school and I started hanging more out into the streets, man, and I actually went to juvie when I was 14. So when I got out of there, and I was headed from high school, headed into college, um, you know, just because of the way I grew up, I never adapted into college life. I was like full of anxiety and everything. So there, I really started drinking real heavy. I had the genes; it was from my environment, and I started drinking real heavy. So I got to a point where, like, my first day of school, I went to North Carolina Central. This is college I'm talking about now. I went to North Carolina Central. It's an all-black college. You know, I wanted to get that HBCU experience, so I went down there. And so my first day of school, I called myself a hustler from Boston. Um, I had my suitcase. I went to the store. They were selling liquor. They allowed me to buy liquor like at 17, 18 years old. I filled that suitcase up with liquor, was selling beer, liquor, and alcohol out my room. You know, kids were going to parties and stuff like that off the beer and alcohol stuff that I sold. You know, Thunderbird, Wild Out Road. I sold the bum juice, but we didn't care at that time. You know, Cisco, all that.
Mad Dog.
Yeah, Mad Dog. Yep. Soul Train, whatever it is. I was selling that, but you know, I got to the point where, you know, alcohol was just a symptom of the problem. You know, like I said, just being from a bad environment, man. Just, you know, growing up in the hood. You know, just, you know, and just coming from, you know, that hood street lifestyle. That was the problem, you know, and it was a problem that had no fault of my families or myself. It was just, you know, because the way society and has set things up, the, you know, the systemic racism that we talk about, man, and how blacks was just held down. The what would you call that? Zoning, where he had to move. You know, no blacks lived in the suburbs, so you get a whole bunch of black people sticking inside one area, and with no money, and they use other resources to make it through. So that was college, man. College, I was drunk. Um, After college, I was drunk. I actually graduated from college. Fortunately, it took me 6 years, but I graduated college fortunately. And after I graduated college, I went to prison, like down North Carolina, like on a chain gang, drunk. You know what I mean? I caught like
College to college.
huh?
From college to college.
From college to college. Yeah, I went from the education to back to the school of the hard knocks, man. And I was like, down North Carolina, it was like I was on a chain gang, man, because I work hard for 50, 70 cents a day. You know, copperhead snakes, and out in the field with copperhead snakes and what you call those things? Copperhead snakes, the spiders, the black venom spiders, man. I had to pick up, the black widow spiders.
Oh,
I had black, not black, black widow spiders. And I had to pick up dead animals on the side of the road, deers, and bury them, and all this other crazy stuff. So North Carolina was crazy in prison, but I did it. You know, by the grace of God, I made it out of there. And when I got out, I still kept drinking. I just kept drinking. You know, I'm gonna speed it up. That was after prison, about 5 years ago, when I decided to keep it moving. You know, October 24th is my clean date. What's this? 5 years ago, 2015, I believe. You know, I went to hell and high water. You know, ups and downs. I'm trying to skip my story because I don't want to give a whole bunch of details. Just I went through a whole lot of shit. You know, and I made it through, and by sticking to the script, I walked into Boston Treatment Center detox with no shoes on my feet, 2 heavy coats with blood all over them, and I was exasperated, sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I had been through both treatment programs, and at this point in time, I figured I could do my recovery, abstinently. I didn't have to go to no program or nothing. But at this point in time, I just gave up thinking about what I had to do, and Nike. I just did it.
Just do it.
I just got a script, which was a real simple script. Just do it. One foot in front of the other. Keep yourself in an environment that I could win at. I stayed in an environment that I could win at. I did Boston Treatment Center, then I went to the Kingston House, and then from there I just kept connected to various resources, and which led up to now 5 years clean.
so Mandy McGowan, one of our team members, said, "Hi, Tyshaun. I miss doing outreach on Mass."
Hey, Mandy.
You're amazing. Thanks, Mandy. See you
Thanks.
Thanks, Mandy.
Sherry, only God knows, says yes, amen. And Kevin Caprio said, "We here." So I don't know if that's some people in your support circle. And that's it for comments for right now.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna tell you why I try to just zoom through that story is because I know I'm full of in-depth details on things, but I'm waiting for the questions. I'm waiting for you guys to. I'm waiting for stuff to subjects to come at me, man. Because
I feel like I got a question brewing.
Richie?
Oh, I got one. Yeah, I got a bunch.
I got one brewing. I seen you preparing.
Yeah, because I'm in real time. I'm like, wow, you gave a lot of really good. That was a really awesome compartment. Like you really put that. You gave a lot of information in such a short amount of time. Tyshaun, thank you for sharing.
It's a lot, man. I only went to 1 year high school.
Wow, I didn't know that.
2 years, 1 year high school, 2 years DYS. Came out of DYS, went to a alternative school. did 6 months there, worked at McDonald's, performed theater at the Strand Theater, and still made it to college, even though I had adversity.
That's incredible.
That's the stuff I've left out.
Wow.
Go ahead, Richie.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I want that because my questions evolve as I'm getting the information. So that was really awesome. Like, thank you for that. That's really amazing stuff. I think just one question that just inspired me as you were sharing is if you could call back right now to your younger self, one phone call, what would you tell your younger self if you could call back in time to your 18-year-old self? What would you say to them?
It's okay. It's okay. Because I say that because, we always want to change things, man.
Right.
We always want to change things and try to make, if I could only do all this, if I only did that, if I only thought better. Listen, man, hindsight's 2020, shoot, like I said, a lot of the stinking thinking that I had growing up and a lot of adversities that I had to overcome growing up and everything, was of no fault of my own. Just like me being Black is no fault of my own. It's just the way it was. So, they tell you that you can write your story and all this other stuff. No, sometimes you can get through, have hopes and expectations to reach your story, but sometimes shit just happens and it's okay. Right. Live through it, keep it moving.
Right. I had a similar answer, which would be if I could call my younger self, I'd say, stop worrying so much and just take the class. Like life in session, just take the damn class.
Look at that. Stop doing that.
I'm doing that.
Yeah. Awesome. So what I wanted to add, just a couple questions, just like pertaining to like where you're at like right now, and then I'll jump back and forth with I got ADHD with my questions. So I have a bunch for you. What makes you tick right now? Like what gets you up in the morning and pumped up and motivated for life?
This goes back to what Michael said, man. He was talking, the cliche thing. Well, it's not cliche, but it's the thing we say, 5 years you can play, 5 year clean and sober. Michael said he got 10. What makes me click is just straight faith. I don't know anything else except for, my faith in my God and keeping one foot in front of the other and producing. One thing I do is produce because my feelings and my emotions I learned to understand and know that my feelings and emotions are dysfunctional. I'm a very dysfunctional individual. But when I set my mind to producing and to just be the best person and managing my life in a way that I could just be the best person I can be and always looking to grow and expand in every area, then I'm able to keep it moving. Yeah. I admit I got some stuff wrong with me, man. I admit it, but I don't sit in it. I don't let it keep me down. I admit it, keep it moving.
I like that. Admit it, but don't sit in it. What you said it better and rhymed it better, but I like that. That was a good one.
Didn't mean to rhyme, just happens sometimes, right?
Yeah,
when you said it rhymed. When I said it, it just didn't work. But you sounded good.
Slow. You said a little slower. you got to say a little beat.
Yeah. Admit it, but don't sit it. Right?
Don't sit in it.
Sit in it.
Really. Admit it, but don't sit in it.
There we go. Thank you.
Tyshaun, how did you get called to do an outreach? Like, what was the process? Do you feel like you called to do outreach, or did outreach call for you? Because a lot of us in our field, like I feel like this field called on me. I didn't really have a choice in the matter. It's just where the universe like took me, and I had no other options. Even though it's the greatest blessing to be able to work with, with people who are disposable. I love people, Tyshaun, that are disposable to society. Like, they're important to me. Like me and Mike, I don't want to make an assumption about you, but me and Mike, I could definitely speak for Mike. Me and Mike belong and subscribe to this 12-step fellowship called Narcotics Anonymous, if I may. And what I love about Narcotics Anonymous is like we celebrate the person and the people that have the least. And we come from a society where like people celebrate people who have the most, like Tom Brady, maybe the Kardashians.
Let's not gonna talk about Tom Brady, but go on.
Yeah, thank you for interrupting me, Jessica. When we you know, well, what called you to this field?
Yeah, first of all, I grew. I didn't know no better as far as when it comes to reaching out and helping people. I never seen the rich side of things. The people that helped raise me were prostitutes. You know what I mean? They were crackheads and heroin addicts and gangsters and all that. They helped raise me. So when I was my philosophy as an alcoholic was, if I'm going to be alcoholic, I'm going to be an alcoholic. I didn't discriminate. I didn't try to social drink or anything like that, or go to a club and drink. So I drank with people on the street. I drank with the hoes. I drank with the as a young man with the old alcoholic head falling out on the ground. And so I had a natural affinity towards these people. I have a natural affinity towards people because I come from the street. I come from this environment. So it doesn't, so I fit well naturally reaching out and helping people in from hard situations. So I guess it kind of just chose me.
It chose
me.
I love it. Yeah,
So-
it chose all three of us.
Sorry. Go ahead, Jess.
I'm gonna start doing a sign every time I need to interrupt.
Go ahead.
If I flip my hair, that means I need to interrupt. Mandy said you made such a difference out there on the Ave and helped so many people. I hope you know that. You helped me in many ways as well. I learned a lot just watching you out there and connecting with the people.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Especially, Mandy. We love Mandy.
We love Mandy. I love you, Mandy. Yep, I love Mandy.
You.
Mandy putting a lot of work, man.
Right.
She still is. I hear she's doing great things out there in Lowell.
She's doing amazing things.
Absolutely.
In the shelter. Amazing. Like,
We missed her on Wednesdays. She better get back on Wednesdays once a month. Every other
Talked about some socioeconomic causes and unprocessed trauma, some shame probably growing up, and with the socioeconomic status and all that stuff. So talk about some of those false belief systems that were embedded in you at a young age that, like you talked about, like having a drink was a rite of passage where you're from, like talk about some of that stuff and how that caused, your addiction to really spiral.
So it wasn't just my addiction, it was the lifestyle. Like I said, and I'm gonna go all the way back to the environment, just the environment. So it was like, it wasn't just like I like alcohol, I'm gonna drink, it was like the environment, everything I grew up in, the traditions that we had, what I mean? Like your uncles were big pimping. They had like 3 or 4 women. So you kind of grew up and adapted to that. As I got older, I and started, going to school, getting education. My mom actually helped me out a lot in which, she, even though I was living in the environment, she kind of put it inside of me, man, that you don't have to be a part of this environment. It kind of backfired in a lot of ways because you know how it go. We learn by watching what other people do. We don't learn by what people say.
Right.
But we still get the foundational teachings, and that's what my mom put in a lot of in me. A lot of the teachings that I have as far as not discriminating against people, and as far as loving everybody and treating people the way they want to be. I didn't learn that because I read the Bible, or I learned that from my mom. I learned that from being in the street. I learned that, hey, respect other people because you never know when you might need that person. Don't disrespect that bum because you disrespect that bum might be the same person to save your life.
That's right.
And facts. Quick story.
Love it.
I was so my thinking was so dogmatic and stinking, right? That that I couldn't, I had no clue. I had no clue. But what I started doing was I knew that I was always better because I've done better. My mom told me that if I can lose everything, right, and get it all back. So it didn't bother me to losing everything. It didn't bother me to hit rock bottom. It didn't bother me what people said because I already knew within myself that I could get it all back. I had the potential. I already produced it. I've done things, right? So doing things come easy to me. But anyway, what I'm talking about is not disrespecting that person on the street that you see, because you never know when you're gonna need somebody. Part of my recovery process is a whole bunch of philosophies and principles, right? One of them is do one good thing a day. Give yourself some positive momentum. If you're still active in addiction, just do one good thing a day. That'll lead to another good thing. That'll lead to another good thing. What I started doing with one good thing a day, drunk as hell, right? I that led me to saving people's lives. I got arrested one time because a lady was having a seizure, and I was the only one there to support her in a seizure. But because I was drunk, the police arrested me, which was jacked up. But this lady, one day I was in Cardinal Square, right, doing my drunken monk thing on the curb, right, with a bottle, and this lady walks outside the supermarket, the market, with two babies in the carriage. She's trying to get off the curb, right? And the carriage is just about to flip over. Okay? This drunken monk dude, right, put on the jets in the middle of the street, right? And grabbed that carriage up. And I'm not saying I was saving their life, but you know what? They could have hit the concrete. A car could have came by, hit them. Anything could have happened, but I was there, right? The funny part, there's two funny things to this. One is not as funny, but only thing I cared about was that I did my one good thing a day, and I made sure I hit that lady up for $1. right. But here's
That
the
was a
kicker.
that was a fire punchline.
That was perfect.
Here is the kicker. That lady worked inside the liquor store down Phil's Corner, who will always sell me liquor unless I got drunk. I was too drunk to want to give me liquor, but when I wasn't drunk, she would say she would always put a restriction on me on the amount of liquor that I could drink. But here I am, that alcoholic bum, right, saving her kid's life possibly.
Look at that.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. You never know. Life is funny like that, and I always kept that type of compassion in towards people. I never judge. I'm never a judge of people.
So Richie Ford just said, "Hey guys, just checking in from the Charlestown house, 60 days."
Woo, good job, Richie.
Congratulations, Ricky.
And Mandy said, "Oh, I love you guys. We are all doing amazing work." Thank you, Mandy.
Thank you, Mandy. That's it. Guys, I encourage you out there to comment, ask questions, interact with our guests. We got an awesome guest on today. So what's up? What else? Let's tell us about your work you did with PAARI. How'd you get involved with PAARI?
Wait, hold on. I'm going to pause you for a minute because we should announce again about the $18.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And
that's right.
Another thing I just noticed that the Venmo that we're sharing on the Zoom isn't showing up on the live stream. So again, the Venmo is at Recovery Solutions. Our magic number for tonight is 18. So if you can give $18 to our Venmo, it's going to help people that are still struggling. If you can't, give $1, any amount. That's just a way to make it a little fun and spice it up with the spinning dial, which is 18. They wanted me to spin it again. It landed at 6 the first time, and Michael wanted me to spin it again, so that's why it's 18 tonight.
So 18. I know it's expensive, but you guys got it. So are we good to
So
go?
We're good.
good. All right. So I've always done marketing, communications, promotions, and things like that. So when I was in college, one of my things that it was I used to be be a missionary. Out of actually one of the at that time, Zion Christian Academy was like it was had just started. It's the same school that Tracy McGrady graduated from, where he went straight to the NBA from. So I was like part of that church, and I was doing missionary outreach for them, and just supporting, helping people and that's kind of where I got started with my street outreach. And then I just kept doing it out throughout the years. I started doing a lot of nonprofit fundraising, going door to doors. Guerrilla marketing techniques is what we like to call it. Just I did for Sierra Club and various organizations. And like I said, I used to do a lot of what you call a lot of promotions and marketing, brand ambassadoring. Like I'll be the guy at the Target store handing you out some product sample or something like that. When I did a lot of theater, so anyway, I just been naturally like doing outreach, right? And so when PAARI came along, I was at the Boston Rescue Mission, and I'm gonna tell my story at PAARI. I'm gonna just give y'all the whole shebang and stop. Y'all can interrupt me now, right?
We'll put our hand up if we need you to stop.
All right, good. Cause I was trying to not go into details, right?
Yep.
Just because for the sake of everybody and getting questions and stuff like that in. So when I started my recovery on October 24th, right, at Boston Treatment Center, this is how I did it. I put 1 foot forward, sticking to the script. I didn't pass go. I didn't collect $200. I just kept it moving. So what I did was I ended up going to the Boston Rescue Mission for a year. Then I ended up working there. So I was working inside the shelter, and I was working over the men's program. I kept my whole thing is utilize your resources. If you don't, that's how I made it into college. I just utilized my resources. What I did was anybody that I thought was resourceful, I asked for help. And that's what I did at the Boston Rescue Mission. So I started there. I started working at the Boston Rescue Mission, and then I started working for the Boston Public Health Commission, under Men's Health and Recovery. I did the 6-month internship there. At the same time, right, I started, at the same time, I went to 5 Chauncey Street. I can't remember the group name right now, but anyway, they end up giving me money to go back to school. So I went back to school, got a certificate in human services. Then I went and I connected with Mass Rehab, and that's where I went for my recovery coach training. They paid for it, but at the same time, I felt like the lady at Mass Rehab, she was, I'm not a geek off the street. I've been to school, college, and I've done it the hard way, right? Basketball the harder way. You know what I
The
mean?
harder.
So for her to talk to me like I was a kid, I kind of felt offended. So what I did was, my buddy hit me to PAARI. I filled out the application. I found out that they'll pay for my certificate. Right? I connected with PAARI. I started working out of I grew up down Phil's Corner. That's one of the areas. I moved every year. I was one of them kids that, back in the day with the street gangs when I was in juvie, they be like, yo, where you from? Like, what part is what street you from? Man, I was from everywhere, man. Like sidewalk fair, everywhere, right? Anyway, but mainly, I like in the space of 6 years, I probably moved in 6 apartment buildings down Phil's Corner on 6 different streets, though.
I love Fields Corner. When I first got clean, I lived down there in Fields Corner on Gibson Street. So
okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So I started working with the area, with the C11 Police Department at the Boston Public, out of the Boston Public Library, doing street outreach right across the street inside the same place I was banned from. I was banned from that plaza area, right? But here I am going back, reaching out, getting people into, you know, what a PAARI pre-arrest program, police assisted addiction and recovery initiative, started from Gloucester, the Angel program. And what it was is that people can, you know, get police support rather than, you know, to get into treatment. And so what we're doing was, you know, instead of locking people up for paraphernalia and stuff like that, you know, police will contact me and say, hey, listen, man, we got somebody that needs some help, and we'll start working together to get that person into treatment. And so that's what I did. I did PAARI for a little while. Then I started working at the Boston Treatment Center Detox. I started working there, and then I ended up Boston Medical with Project Recover. Take a break. There I go. I'm back again. Right. Project Recover is it's a project. It's a research study to measure the effectiveness of recovery. Once the answer to the question is recovery coaches effective, and so what I do is I work at a Boston Treatment Center in endemic detox, and I work with individuals for a period of 6 months, and I help to support and treat them and navigate them through various systems. I also serve as a guide, a mentor, advocate. Right now, I like to think of myself as like 5-0, because if you have, remember, use your resources. Number one, use your resources. And if you ever trying to get on your feet, people don't listen to you. So you always want to get someone to advocate for you. And so recovery coaches started becoming popular and with the opioid epidemic and things like that. So when I started going to court, advocating for people in court, the judges would actually be a major influence in a judge's decision of whether they will lock this person up or give them probation or dismiss the case. So, and that leads me up to now COVID-19 and stuff like that. So I'm done.
Michael,
That was good. That was good.
That's
Good
like a
job.
mouthful.
That was good. Yeah. So, Rich, you got any questions before I interject?
Actually, yeah, I got three questions that I designed.
A 3-part question.
I got three. I'm gonna separate them, but I got 3 questions that I designed in my heart, especially for you, Tyshaun, and then I'm done for the night. But
but you're
this
staying on.
yeah, this one definitely was in my heart. This question right here. What I'd like to know, and I think a lot of viewers would like to know, is what have you learned about yourself through coaching?
Ooh,
Ooh, that was a good one.
that was a good one.
What have I learned about myself through coaching? You know what? I guess that would kind of say, like, as a result of me coaching, what have I learned about myself?
Yes, sir. Yep.
That I'm good at it.
Mm,
And I don't mean that I mean that humbly, you know, and actually to it's a good thing for me to be able to say I'm good at it.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that means through coaching brought me to a position to stop, like, to really love and appreciate yourself.
To put the bat down and stop
Learned
beating
that.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop beating yourself up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I learned that. I learned to say, man, you know, nah, it's okay. It's all right. I'm just here to help people and stuff like that. But man, you know, are you good at it or are you bad at it? Well, I'm good at it. I learned that. You know, I learned that it you know, it helps me stay clean and sober, right? First of all. But I also learned that, you know, that I have so many, and what I mean good, I mean that I have so many gifts and talents inside of me that coaching brings it out of me. Wow. You know, my thought process, how to think, what to say, so I could better coach. That it gives opportunity to help somebody in the gifts and talents that's in me to use, you know, me doing it, you know. Saying that right, but yeah, y'all get the point.
No, you nailed it. That was awesome. I could tell you're passionate about this field just as much as all three of us on this panel right now. So this question is definitely, this is the person I'm interested in. What do you think we could do better as coaches? And then the final question is where do you see coaching in 5 years? And then I'm done.
Ooh, hit him with the good questions.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
a
Jeff.
camel right there. Yeah.
He's good.
What do I think that we could do better as recovery coaches? Get out the way.
Mm.
You know, get out the way. Learn more. Learn specifics. Learn little detail, because it's the details that make all the difference, right?
Mm.
It's the little things, that makes all the difference. On let me give an example better than go on the spill, right? What I do to recovery coaches, I start from the person's humanity first, right? I start from the person's humanity, who they are. I don't start from a recovery perspective. I start from who they are. And the base that I got is, I'm working on it, I'm developing myself, is the platinum rule, which is treat others that they want to be treated, right? So I look at them as a human being first. I don't look at them as a person in recovery or a person that needs help or anything like that. I look at them as what I see in front of me, whoever they are. And then I say, well, what can I do to help and support this person be better within themselves? I start from that basic concept. Every time I see anybody, every time I work with anybody, I start from there. Then, who is I motivationally interview them, but my way to platinum ruling is, it's my speech, right? But what I do is I'll ask them a question like, if they don't have a clue, if they stuck like Chuck, they don't know what to do, I say, well, at this moment in time, right, give me one thing that you could do good right now. And they'll say, if walk street and go buy me a bag of chips. I say, you know what? Well, that's the thing you need to be doing, right? Why do I say that's the thing you need? Because that's the thing you told me that was good. If I'm in detox and I say, how are you going to make it through today? Well, I think that in order for me to make it through today, I just need to be calm. I said, well, you know what? That's what you need to be doing, being calm. Well, how you going to make it through tomorrow? Well, I'm going to be calm today. Right? And so from there, it's them they're starting to see and realize, hey, I'm doing this. Tyshaun just asking me questions. Dude just asked, I already know the answer. Where I see recovery coaching 5 years from now, it's slow. It's slow. A lot of people are coming into the recovery coaching field. A lot of people are coming in for the wrong reasons, because they know that it's right and things like that. So you got case managers, one of the recovery coaches, and you got, whoever, just different unknown people that just don't know anything, just want to be recovery coach because they think it's the thing to do. But I see those people being weeded out as information becomes more prevalent about the role and the function of recovery coaching. I think that as a technicality through BSAS and through Connecticut, as they begin to technicalize things, and I see those people being weeded out. I see recovery coaching as ongoing because in AA, we all know that mutual support groups, mutual support peer model has proven track record that it helps people in changing and supporting them in their recovery process. So I don't see recovery coaching going anywhere anytime soon. They might license it though.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Can you? Oh, there you go. I think you were frozen for a minute, but we heard you. You were just
We
frozen.
heard you. You were just, your face was frozen.
Can you hear us?
Oh.
We might have lost him.
Tyshaun, you there? So
I'm here.
can you hear us?
I can hear you.
I think you're just frozen. Oh, you just moved a little bit. So we actually have a couple.
Richie.
Yeah.
What? You. So we have a couple of comments. Jonathan Berenson said, Project Recovery, great guy at BMC named Mo, got me a lot of help. Linda Hanley Powell, our another member of our team, said, love that. They say life is about finding your gift and then giving it away.
He's probably gonna come back, I would say, for
Keep going.
Sound like that's exactly what you're about. Oh.
there he is. He's back. He's back.
There you are.
We love it.
He's back.
Did we scare you away?
Yeah, okay. Back.
Oh,
What's my buddy's name that was talking about Project Recover?
Project Recovery. That
Mo?
was Jonathan Berenson. Said Project Recovery.
Okay.
Great guy named Bo, got me a lot of help.
Okay.
You're frozen again.
So Mo, that's I'm frozen again.
Oh yeah.
We can hear you though.
We can hear you.
Y'all can hear me?
We
Yep.
can hear you.
Hopefully I'm okay.
Technical
so,
difficulties.
so-
The 2020.
Technical difficulties. We are now experiencing technical
We
difficulties.
are now experiencing some severe technical difficulties. Apologize to our viewers. Please stay tuned.
There you go. PSA. It's project Assert is where Mo's at, and Mo's a great guy. The rest of Project Assert team. I work for Project Recover, which is a different department, but yeah, we got you.
And Debbie said she's finally here and she couldn't get on. Hi, Debbie.
Debbie, we love you. Our
Love you, Debbie.
assistant director.
Assistant director. Oh, we should go through the should we go through our team?
Yeah, go through the team.
Oh, I thought you were.
You want me to do it? All right. So we got the lovely Jessica Grillo, who's our secretary. We got Rick Evans, who wears multiple hats, director of all things Greater Waltham Recovery Solutions. We have Julie Bunch, our executive director, our co-director, Deb Moore, our director of social media presence, Kimberly G. And she's also a recovery coach. Don't forget that. Our assistant secretary, Linda Powell. Then we have the lovely Mandy McGowan, always of service, doing outreach for us.
Mhm.
And then
Tara McLean.
Kara McLean, yes, our newest.
If you haven't read it, please go check out her blog on methamphetamines. It's posted on our Facebook page. It is unbelievable. She did
Awesome,
a great job
comprehensive
with it.
blog. She details some type of modalities to help with the therapy of that comes with meth, crystal meth use and amphetamine use. And then there's myself.
And then there's just Michael.
There's me.
Placement
John.
coordinator who is unbelievable. Reach out to us if you need any levels of care. Mike will get you right in. And he's also a recovery coach as well. As my right.
Yes. Tyshaun, can you tell us what type of outreach that Project Recovery is doing to implemented to reach out to Black communities and bring services to Black communities during this time of cultural divide? What types of things are they doing to promote diversity? Because I know you guys do probably a good job. So tell us what can be done.
Right. So with Project Recover, our grant is funded. So we're not only just trying to answer the question, is recovery coaches effective, right? We're also trying to answer the question, why has traditionally Black and Latinx communities have not connected to the resources, wraparound services like Hep C, HIV PrEP, MAT. Why haven't have all these resources available? Why haven't Blacks and Latinos traditionally connected to them? We also want to answer, find out what are some of the barriers, the barriers that Black and Latinos have in their recovery, and also with having the support of a recovery coach, does the support of a recovery coach help to connect Blacks and Latinx individuals to resources? Meaning that right now, through our statistics, which are only preliminary, with 50% of the people that we work with, we found out that 80%, Black and Latinx, so we work with about, I said like 158 people. Out of that 158, 50% are Black and Latinx, and 80% through the support of a recovery coach have connected to some type of further treatment, MAT, further treatment, have moved forward in their treatment. So that's what we're doing. We're actually, kind of looking to specifically, or have been, is specifically kind of pinpointing Black and Latinx and working to connect them to various resources, whatever it is, the support they need outside, not just MAT, but recovery coaches. We span the whole gamut of spectrum of the needs of individuals. So it could be housing, DTA, Social Security, whatever it is that we can support in, we do it, or we work to help them do it.
That's amazing. So 50% of the 150 some people that are enrolled in your recovery coaching are of the Black and Latinx community. That's amazing. I feel like that's a high number. You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah. And like I said, 80% of them have connected, over like the 6 month period of time, they've connected with some type of MAT or gone to further treatment and things like that. That doesn't, I just want to say this because I got my white people, I got my white recoveries, they're awesome, man. I love them, man. I love them. Some of my best recoveries are white, trust me. They're awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Tell us more. How does someone get enrolled with Project Recovery? How do they go? They go down to BMC. How do they link up with your?
So as far as with Project Recover, we're actually not enrolling anybody. The project's actually winding down now. I'm actually starting on a new project at BMC. I'll be working at a Faster Paths, which is the Bridge Clinic.
Oh, yeah.
And what I'll be doing is working with Hep C, people who are Hep C positive, and looking to, because statistically, people who have Hep C, which is most IV users, they start the process because there's a cure for Hep C. They start the process, but 3 months down the line, they don't follow through. They don't maintain. So now the project, the question is, does recovery coach, or can a recovery coach be effective in working with individuals to ensure that, to support them in following through and actually getting a cure for Hep C? And along with that, it's going to be working to help people that are actively using to get engaged with PrEP, which is, the little blue pill to help prevent users from getting, active users from getting HIV/AIDS.
That's amazing. So tell us. I heard from a well-known source, a trusted source. You're a Smart Recovery group facilitator. Can you tell us a little bit about Smart Recovery?
Yeah. So I was a Smart Recovery group facilitator. I was fortunate to start the first Smart Recovery at BMC, and so the way I do my recovery is I base my recovery for NAAA. Principles above personality. So I do mine straight off of faith and principles. I got my thinking about recovery is universal thought, but I chew the meat on other organizations, NAAA, Smart Recovery. I chew the meat, spit out the bones. If it works, I work it. If it don't, it don't. So I don't discriminate, and I prescribe to all of them, and I advise to all of them.
Boom.
I promote them all because you know what people say, well, I can't do NA, I can't do AA, I can't do Smart Recovery, all that. Yeah, I could understand, you don't feel comfortable here, you don't feel comfortable there because they got this teaching you. Listen, man, I say, man, you got to do anything that works and connects to you, that helps and supports you in your recovery. Let's do it. I started the Smart Recovery to be a facilitator because I wanted, not because I wanted to be a like member of Smart Recovery, but I wanted people to have the opportunity to get Smart Recovery if they wanted to. And I love the principles, the practical principles of Smart Recovery. That I love them, and just like I love NAA, the principles. Like this one quote in NAA that I love so much that I carry with me, and it's the thing that helps me the most. It says that this right here: through our inability to accept personal responsibility, we actually created our own problem.
Yep.
Right. So I carry that with me. Through Smart Recovery, there's a book from one of he's not the founder of Smart Recovery, but it's by Albert Ellis. It's called How to Stubbornly Refuse to Be Miserable About Anything. Right. And if anybody decides they want to pick this book up, How to Stubbornly Refuse to Be Miserable About Anything, it's just a lot of practical teaching that, that's just going to help lead you and support you in your recovery. Like I said, I got this. And this has nothing to do with NAA, but it has everything to do with life, So I'm a very big person on principles and doing everything. What do you have to do to stay clean and sober? Everything. And not skipping those steps. So we got about I don't know how much time we got. 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm taking over the group now. Telling y'all what.
You're our guest.
Right.
Great
So
I
Kara, hold on.
Jessica,
Kara just said, thanks guys, and thank you, Tyshaun. I respect your message so much, especially never discounting someone you may see as less than because of living situation or look. I've found they hold the most experience and more often the most compassion. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Thanking you.
This is kind of like the last thing that I would like to end on, unless somebody asks me another question real quick.
No, you got it.
For me, right? I just finished watching Jingle Jangle. Yeah, Jingle Jangle is a new cartoon. I think it's on Netflix with Forrest Whitaker. He's actually singing on this one. I'm like, this dude sings.
Is it a
Forrest
Christmas
Whitaker.
movie?
Yeah. Forrest Whitaker never helps helps. He never ceases to amaze me.
I love
he's just diverse guy, right? One thing that there's a song that says the square root of possible is me. And I'm a group that keep that in mind. With there's another book called Everything I Need to Learn in Life I learned in elementary school.
Wow.
Right. And I think that the catalyst right now, we have so much different components and different ways of recovering. But I think that as recovery coaches and people in recovery, I think that if we first start with a foundational thought, and that is belief, teaching, if we could just start from there. I'm going to stop from motivational interviewing. I'm going to stop from where you come from and all this other stuff. Do you believe today that you can make it? And if you don't believe, right, how can I help you to gain that belief? And we start from that foundation, because from that foundation, all things are possible. All things are possible. Like the little girl said, she said that the square root. Now I forgot it.
Square root of impossible is me, or possible is me.
The square root of possible is me.
I love that.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful how you put that.
Michael normally has the one-liners in our show, but you have nailed it all tonight. You have.
Well, Mike's here every day. Today's my day.
Exactly. Exactly.
Michael.
No, that was beautiful the way you put that, man. I appreciate that. Seriously, this was a great interview. You did amazing.
Awesome.
We're lucky and blessed to have you on today.
Yeah,
You
really
really one of my favorite guests we've ever had. So Thank you so much for all the work you do. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you guys. I really enjoyed this. You know, this really encouraged me. You know, my bachelor's degree is in mass communications, and honestly, I haven't done anything with it in mass communication. You know, if you Google me, you can find some old newspaper articles and stuff like that I wrote, but I haven't done anything in mass communication. So this is kind of like a blast from the past. It gives me, you know, thank you guys. It's really a blessing and inspiration
Thank
to me.
you.
Thanks for having me.
You've been amazing. It really was great. And that hour flew by. You know, it's a good show when all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, it's already 8 o'clock. Like that happened last week too.
Sean, we need more time with you.
Yeah, we do.
You got
You'll
more
have to
questions.
back. We're gonna have our favorites back, and we're gonna do the remix with the favorites. So
And
we'll have you on the
that's
show.
great, man. I'd love to be back.
are we asking for pictures of loved ones? Do we know? We'll
I don't
post
know.
it.
We'll post it. Yeah, we'll
We
write a
will
post.
not. You will. I know you all will miss us next Sunday. We will not be here. We have next Sunday off for Thanksgiving, so we hope everyone has a happy, safe, and blessed, you know, holiday season. It's a challenging one with 2020, but hopefully everyone can just, you know, make it through. And if you need us, please reach out for help. You know, where there's breath, there's hope. And so if you're struggling, reach out to us. Any one of us on the screen, reach out to Greater Waltham Recovery Solutions, and we will help you the best way we can.
Good stuff, Jess. And don't forget, 18 was the number. So if you can donate 18 to our Dollars for Angels campaign, Dollars for Angels, our angels are people in active addiction currently. We want to have money in the fund. So once they are ready and willing and, you know, their desperation meets their willingness, we're able to, you know, afford them some sober living, some safe, reputable sober living with our trusted partners who we trust. So please, $18. You can donate $1. You can donate 18. We just did a randomized number drawing, so we came up with 18. So if you got it, please. If not, that's okay too. And reach out to us. We're still connecting people to treatment, connecting people to all types of resources, sober living, detox, PHPs, residentials, anything you need. Please reach out to us. And don't forget, leave the world a better place than you found it. Good night.
Woo! Thank you, Tyshaun.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tyshaun.